against each other.
Oh,
and
man.
we've got great monster trucks and great tanks.
Well, holy Toledo, from Toledo, Ohio, here is Dave Marquardt, and he is up first in Excalibur. Mike, what a gorgeous truck.
Boy, Dave's super sharp. He's young. He's only 28 years old, but he got into this early. He has got a lot of computer design work in this. There's a lot of chassis design that came out of the computer on this truck. And when we see the truck go over the cars, Ken, you're going to see that it does make a difference. Doesn't bounce, it flies well, it lands well, and it is a great truck. Supercharged, alcohol-injected Chevrolet setting in Excalibur.
Oh, man. Dave Marquardt.
He's first man out. Watch him fly this set of cars, and look at the Lincoln Continental. Goodbye, Lincoln.
Goodbye, Lincoln. Goodbye, everybody out there at center track.
Dave will show no fear. He was one of the first monster truck drivers that I saw jump cars.
Is that right?
Oh, yes. He really got into it. There's that's the way that suspension's set up. Shock angle's a little different than on a lot of trucks.
Oh, man! Oh!
And I do mean fly the cars.
Hey, man, put a cape on the back of that and you got Superman.
Exactly. Beautiful job. And this young man has done this, you know, forever. He's been involved in this monster truck business for about 5 years. He raced motorcycles before that, and he gets Excalibur around and gets it around well. He is involved, a CAD CAM designer. He's in the plastics industry.
He's been in this 5 years. Motorcycles before that. He says he loves to barefoot water ski. That's a rush, too. If you
I
ever
wonder if he
tried
does that behind his monster truck.
Wouldn't that be something?
Now he will back off and get him a shot at it. Look at the second car in line, Ken. They haven't even scratched the paint on that one.
Waving to the crowd.
Lines it up. Here he goes. Uh-oh! My heaven! He has to get the Altitude of the Year award for that one.
Have mercy.
And he didn't have any mercy. Back up, Wheeler. Look out. Can you believe that? What action from that young man.
And there he is. He says, I own the joint.
He does that right now. Excalibur Racing has started it off, and he's made it tough on the Virginia Giant. Look at that Lincoln now.
Mike, this is the second jump where he was literally nose up in the air. Watch.
Altitude of the Year. Look at this. My heavens, that's got to be a 9.9 if you were
man,
judging them that way.
Dave Marquardt, this bud's for you, pal. Well, here is Deal Wilson in the Virginia Giant, Winchester, Virginia's home.
Is that the picture of beauty?
Yes, it is. It really is. And Deal is such a great competitor. We've seen him for so many years here on these ESPN broadcasts.
Supercharged Hemi Ford. And this is a new 88 body style. Deal owns and operates a body shop, and that's why you see this fantastic paint work on this. Beautiful 89 Ford truck. Tell you what, he's got his work cut out for him to outdo that Excalibur.
Well, the Excalibur sure put on a show, but show business is the life of the Virginia Giant.
13,200 pounds. Deal Wilson will challenge Excalibur. And he does. Just dances across the top. Nails the throttle. That sets him down on the ground, lets him stop the truck.
Now the Excalibur was a blown injected. This is a supercharged fuel injected. Oh.
Just different wording, same situation.
Same deal, okay.
Boy, it is a beautiful truck, and he is really doing a war dance on top of it. Winchester, Virginia. Look at the roll cage, beautiful roll cage on the inside of that truck, and these guys need that roll cage very bad. The Virginia Giant, Deal tells me he is also building a new track vehicle.
Is that right?
Very excited about it.
They're all getting into them, aren't they?
Yes, and this is the one that Deal is building is the later model tank. So it's great great vehicle.
Tough to work on, I would think, having to go to pulls during the week. You almost have to build it in your spare time.
Well, and there's not any of that when you run a monster truck. There's a good launch car right there. That old Lincoln has really crushed down on that one side. It's got a lot of air. You can get a lot of air. It's kind of a ramp type situation when you hit the Lincoln. And we're going to see, there it is. See how it sloped down to one side, and the driver's side still the same height as normal.
Oh!
Dill's absolutely doing a great job with this thing. He does super work. Dill's been at it a long time. He was one of the early originators in monster trucks. Monster trucks just starting to catch on. He was a great truck puller for a number of years.
There is the Excalibur. And he will move out of the way.
Yep.
I think Dill's going to make one more pass here.
I think they'll bring them both out to center court, Ken, and choose a winner. Watch this. They're going to put both of them up at the same time on the cars, and then the crowd will choose a winner. And there's Dill. And there's Excalibur. Look at this. Beautiful monster truck. As far as I know, Dill owns the only flip-top bodied monster truck anywhere in the country. And when he does that, let's take a look at the roll cage that he's setting in this truck. Now the crowd will decide a winner.
Exactly. Let's listen. Mike, while the crowd is roaring its approval, here is the last pass that the Virginia Giant made.
And it's a good one. Got some good speed, and he hits that car, as we talked about being a launch car. A lot of altitude, a lot of air underneath the Virginia Giant. Dill doing a great job, comes off the cars hard, and it's a rough ride for the Virginia Giant. Dill Wilson, that's a beautiful truck, Ken.
We'll be back with more monster truck action from Orlando in just a moment. This is Ken Peru along with Mike Galloway. We have seen the big-wheeled, rubber-tired monster trucks, and we are getting ready for the tanks. We've got two tonight. Bigfoot Fast Tracks from the Bob Chandler Corral in St. Louis, and also the Stormtrooper, Ken Ewan and Rick Rodman out of Oklahoma City. I think we're going to see
Rodman
Stormtrooper first.
New Bronco. Rick loves this, and he does a great job, too. This is... Whoa! My heaven. Rick does a great job with this Stormtrooper. It's the old M4 tank. This is a World War II tank. And,
if the boys on the German front could see us now, huh?
This is 24,000 pounds of Stormtrooper. Rick getting this thing worked around, lines back up at the cars.
Whoa!
And he's taking a beating on the inside of that thing. There's absolutely zero suspension, or very little at least, in the old Stormtrooper. Watch him back up, get up.
Whoa!
It even fires off like a cannon.
Sits 10 feet off the ground. And as Mike mentioned, a Ford Bronco.
There's Rick. Beautiful job. That young man is destined to be a great driver in this sport.
34 years old, Rick Rodman. And here comes Fast Track.
Watch this little tank, and it's not little. It's 23,000
Now, Bob Chandler owns it, but he is not driving tonight.
No, this is the first time we've seen Dan Dukes drive. Dan has been driving it a little bit along, but this is the first time that, and Dan has been hired, by the way, to drive this vehicle.
Yeah, he didn't take the keys or anything.
No, no. Watch this.
Oh, my word.
Easy ride.
This seems to be a little bit lighter than the other tanks that we've seen.
Well, it's that, and along with each one of the big wheels that you see at the bottom of them are set on torsion bar suspension. So it makes the ride so much easier, and they can get so much air. Those are mounted on torsion bars, where the other tank is a solid mounted thing, and it makes the ride on Dan Dukes much better. Two supercharged Ford motors.
Oh my word.
Dan Dubes is showing the guys the way to the house tonight.
Bob Chandler owns it. Is there anything that Chandler doesn't do right? I mean, his middle name should be first class.
Not that I have seen.
This is Bigfoot Tracks. We saw it first earlier this year in a pull at Anaheim.
Supercharger, watch this. Before he quits tonight, Ken, I predict that we will see Dan clear all 5 of those vehicles.
And here he is, lifting it up and strutting his stuff.
And he should. That's an M84 personnel carrier with an 86 Ford van body.
Not a tank in the strictest sense of a tank, but it was used to carry troops, I guess.
Of course, we've seen Dan Dubes run many times with his old Yeller pulling truck.
Yep. As I recall, he's got a lovely wife in this sport, Pat.
Pat, and his son now driving that truck. And Dan's occupation now. Well, according to...
Here comes the stormtrooper out on top of the cars, and the crowd, like in the big rubber-tired monster trucks, will determine the winner. Dubes was all business on this particular heat, and this is his first pass at the cars.
Puts it in gear. Jumps in the throttle. Here comes air. Look at this thing flying. Just unbelievable that you could get a tank-type vehicle up that high. Now look at Dan. If you saw Dan when he landed, his landing, he wasn't taking the beating that Ricky has taken over the evening. I think it says Dan's occupation depends on what he does tonight.
Yeah.
I believe his occupation will be monster van driver after tonight.
I think Bob Chandler will be proud. We still have a showdown, though, between the tank and the rubber-tired. It'll be the Bigfoot Tracks against the Excalibur. The battle of the monster trucks continue. We have seen heats. Now we will see the championship run. It'll be the Excalibur holding up the honor of the rubber-tired monster trucks. The Excalibur, which was NBA in the first one. And I don't mean basketball, I mean nothing but air.
If anyone can hold it up, it would be Dave Marquette out of Toledo, Ohio, and he will go for it. He would love to notch his gun with Bigfoot Fast Tracks victory. Ooh, backing up for quite a run at this thing.
He is gonna, and you know, that front truck, or that front car is so mashed down as a launch car after the tanks got through with it, he's liable to leap all 5.
I think we're going to see that before this evening's over with. Here he comes.
Oh my
We've
goodness!
just seen it if he can shut it down.
Oh man!
He did it. He did it. Dan Dubes had the whole card. Dave Marquette pulled it off before the Fast Tracks got the chance.
And the crowd loves it as the Excalibur leaps them all.
They only get one shot at it when they come back. I mean, it's not run out and do your best. It's go for it one time. One time only.
Mike, it was like Superman. It really was.
Well, look how far he's back. And then he mashes that big blown alcohol Chevrolet. But look at it. He's going for it. He knows what he's doing. He's inside. And launching is so important. Up in the air. Does he even touch that 5th car? I don't think so. It looks like to me he clears it by a long way.
He does.
Up in the air and then on the brakes to shut it down. Hey, how are you going to top that one?
Well, that is the job of Dan Dubes in the Bigfoot Fast Tracks.
Now, Dan Dubes is going at this backwards from what Excalibur did.
And why would he do that, Mike?
Well, I think that the car on this end is not mashed as flat, and possibly give him a little more air, maybe give him a little more momentum to get some, he wants to really win this thing, and it's going to be tough for him.
Well, in aerodynamics, they would say, let's see if he has the lift.
Well, he's getting a big run at it.
Oh!
And he did it. He did it, and he ripped parts everywhere. Dan Dubes, that has got to be one of the most exciting jumps I've ever seen. I don't want to pick a winner on this one.
Well, I want to see it again. There is what's left. of the cars at center track. And here again is the leap of Dan Dubes.
Look at the acceleration. Dan Dubes is ready to go as he hits the cars, probably running 35, 40 miles an hour. And then airborne all the way up. And we're talking a lot of air. Doesn't quite make it over that fifth car, but when he lands, he's got to be on those brakes in a hurry.
Look at him bounce.
He takes a pretty good jolt, but he gets himself together. He stands in high gear, which he had to be in high gear when he made that jump. It'll stop almost on a dime.
Absolutely incredible, the performance tonight here of the neophyte driver, Dan Dubes.
Ooh.
Neophyte at the age of 41.
That, you know, that has got to have shaken Dan a little bit. That landing was so rough.
The crowd roaring its approval, both of Dubes and Dave Marquardt, who drove Excalibur.
They're both winners in my books, Ken Brew.
And of course, what better author in the world of truck and tractor pulling than Mike Galloway? Oh, what a night we've seen, Mike. Just a superb night of racing.
Oh, man.
On our side start to this first battle in the